That boy Nam.
I've been up all day, I can't sleep. Rolled a couple blunts, I can't eat. All this shit running through my mind. Swear nigga get no peace. Dreams and nightmares turn to real life. Let me tell you what it feels like. I've been up all day, I can't sleep. Rolled a couple blunts, I can't eat. All this shit running through my mind. Swear nigga get no peace. Dreams and nightmares turn to real life. Let me tell you what it feels like. Nothing when you sleep, matter niggas out here working round the clock. Sleep is for the rich, go and get your shit before you see the box. Time waits for no man, if you let it slip, you regret shit. I don't got time for no regrets. Fonto in the rough, blow out the stress. All the way, get it off of my chest. Young nigga never settle for less. Talk to God so a nigga stay blessed. Even when I don't, he handle the rest. Everything I do, a nigga do best. I don't care if a nigga stay vexed. I'm just focused, boy, collecting the check. Finesse the flow, I don't dabble in mess. Ain't a situation that can stick me up and have me fucked up cause I hold it down. Time is money, when it's money, call it nigga, best believe I don't play around. When they talking, I don't hear a sound. It'll all be worth it when my mama's proud. Cause when pressure's on, I can lift a pound. Smell like musty crowds when I'm off the loud. I've been up all day.
Alright, I've got one. So here's my idea, right? It's like a real serious HBO drama. 30 years from now, dispensaries are so efficient, street dealers are no more. There's one guy in the suburbs, and he's trying to bring it back. Like, he desperately wants people to buy drugs from him in his mom's basement just for the culture. Like, he's like...
Okay.
How people in Japan think samurais are really cool. He's like, I respect where we came from, man.
Okay.
You had to go and talk to a guy you half-liked for 20 minutes. It was our heritage, and capitalism stole it from us.
What's going on, gang? What's going down? It's your boy Phantom Fuego, PHANTM, and you are tuned in to the news, views, previews, and reviews. With just the twist of his got a point of view. Ooh. Gang, I got a very dope one in store for you today. Got a dope interview coming up in a few minutes. How are you guys though? Hope everything is going well in y'all world. Hope through the good, the bad, the up and the down, it's all going well for you, man. I hope this crazy place, this ball that keeps on spinning allegedly, or this plane that just goes on forever, whichever school you're in. I hope that school is treating you well, and I hope everything is going good in your life, man. I hope that you really are getting what you need out of every situation, making the best of every day, every minute, every hour, every moment. Because if we don't, we can find ourselves in a position where it's all gone, it's all taken away, well before we get a chance to ever appreciate and experience anything. So yeah, man, I won't belabor the point too much. I won't get too crazy into everything. Y'all know, as always, where to tap in. His Ghetto Point of View at gmail.com. His Ghetto Point of View at gmail.com for any questions, comments, critiques, criticisms. You know where to reach us. Oh, here's my guest tapping in right now. This should be a fun one. This dude is a young, well, I won't say, this dude is an up-and-coming legend in these comedy streets. This dude is a brilliant writer, great storyteller. This dude bodies it on stage. Every time I see him, he's going in and going to work. So I'm not going to belabor the point too much. I'm going to let the gentleman tell you himself much better than I can. The one and only Devin Bramble is in the building. Make some noise, man. This is about to be crazy. What's going on, good brother? How are you? I can't hear you. Once. Hold on. Can you hear me? I can't hear you, good brother. You can hear me. I can't hear you at all. Yeah, your mic's unmuted on my end. I'm not sure. Yeah.
How about now?
Oh yeah, now I can hear you. How you doing, good brother? What's going down?
What's going on, my man?
I'm well, sir. I'm well, sir. Thank you so much for taking the time out, man. I know you have a busy schedule. You be out here in these streets going to work.
Of course, man. No, I'm happy to be here.
Nah, man, I truly do appreciate it though. How's everything going?
Good. Everything's great. Everything's fantastic. You know,
That is beautiful, man. That's
running
beautiful.
around yesterday, running around today. You know how it is.
Hey, man. Ain't nothing in life like some motion, right?
Yep.
That's
Better than the
definitely what it
opposite
is.
for sure.
Come on. Let's let us know why we here. But yeah, not to belabor the point too much, good brother. If you don't mind, can we start at the beginning? Like, have you always been native to New York, or like did you move to New York after honing your craft somewhere else initially? Please.
So I still live on the island. I lived in Brooklyn for a little bit, but I'm from the
Okay.
island. So New York adjacent, from Nassau too. So
Okay.
you know, so in between. And my dad owned a lot of businesses in Queens and in Manhattan and stuff. So I spent a lot of time there hanging out, but definitely a lot back and forth.
Nice. Okay, that's what's up. What type of businesses, if you don't mind me asking?
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Okay. Hey, man,
No, because
listen.
it's a long. It's not. They're not like illicit or anything. I'm not blowing up his spot. I know the feds are watching, but no. He all sorts of businesses. He opened up a photo business, like a photo shop, when he was young, and
Wow.
through that he met people doing magazines and calendars and stuff. So then he started helping them doing those sorts of photo shoots and stuff, and then through that he got into actually recruiting models and getting into producing that stuff himself. And then through that he got into making hair care magazines and stuff. He was on Oprah for that, and yeah, about a laundry list of stuff. He was always a mover.
That's what's up, man. That's
He's
what's
always a
up.
mover. He's not dead or anything. He's
Hey, well, salute to the OG. You know what I mean? Because I see that moving and shaking spirit definitely has rubbed off. Because like there's times I see you out in the field and you like, yo, I got 2 or 3 other joints after this, man. I'm moving and I'm be like, that's so inspiring to see. And it's I love to hear that from the brothers, man. Out there, you know, just all trying to make a mark in our own little way and our own little.
Yeah. He's still he's slowed down a little bit, but even now he over the pandemic he bought a mask online, and somebody said that they liked it. He immediately, like a couple of people had said, "Hey, I like your mask. I like your mask." He went online. He bought 500 of them, kept them in his car. Anytime someone said, "I like your mask," he said, "Hey, I got a bunch in the car if you want to buy one."
Hey,
That's just he just got that spirit in him. He's got that dog in him.
hey, man, that's hey, man, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. That's
nothing
we
at
all
all.
have such a fervor to keep hustling as we age gracefully up out of here. You know what I'm saying?
True.
That's a fact. But yeah, bro, that's excellent, man. So did you ever go to like any like art schools or theater schools, or is this all just got it out the mud type of story?
Nope. Yeah, sort of a got it out the mud type of. Well, more I don't know. Got it out of church. Both my grandparents are pastors. My mother's father is a pastor, and my father's father is a pastor. And his church was my dad's father's church was like 20 minutes away from me. So I was always there, and he loved putting on plays and productions, and he loved writing poems, and he'd always have me and my brother and my cousin up on stage reading them and stuff. So I spent a lot of time up on stage in church, especially. And then my dad, along with his business stuff, he also did a bunch of like community outreach and like charity events. So I was always at those sorts of things with him, watching him speak. And sometimes I got to be up on stage. My daddy helps people do. So, you know, I spent a lot of time in that arena, but not any schooling or anything like that. I actually went to school for computer science. I went to school for programming, funny enough.
Oh yeah, that's amazing though, man. That's kind of cool. Did you ever like work in that field too for a while, or did you just jump straight in there?
I ended up taking a little break and then deciding really that I wanted to not. It was a little bit before comedy, but I just wanted to work for a little bit and feel some stuff out. And I got more into like the tech adjacent space, which I've been enjoying. I do more of my. I'm like my private time. I'll do a little stuff here and there, but professionally, more just looking for a day job to hold it down while I pursue this comedy thing.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. That's excellent, man. So yeah, might as well jump into that stuff. What gave you the comedy bug initially, good bro? Like what? Because I mean, you're brilliant on stage. I mean, I know you hear this all the time. At this point, you've really like sharpened your sword. You really very well seasoned in this game.
I've been
bro,
trying.
absolutely, man. Nah, for real, man. I really
practice. I don't know. I think it's more a chicken and egg situation because I watched a lot of stand up when I was in like middle school, and like I'm not even like I'm definitely a stand up fan, but I've never been like a big like stand up fan in the way that like I know like a bunch of comedians in the history of comedy, and like I know my basics because that's always important. Knowing the basics and the fundamentals is important. So I'm definitely a fan of comedy, and I definitely know stuff. But it was more when I was in middle school, which is a very sensitive time for you when you're developing as a human being. Comedy Central was just playing Comedy Central Presents specials nonstop, and I was just a weird, awkward kid looking for a way to get people to like me. So I think I just absorbed way too much 24/7 stand-up comedy into who I was just as a person. And then I actually didn't start comedy until way later in like my mid-20s when people were like, hey man, go comedy on stage. Stop comedy at my goddamn barbecue.
Actually, want kids one day. My biggest fear for having kids, though, is that they'll be like normal, well-adjusted human beings. My biggest fear is my kid will come home and he's like, Dad, I had the best day. And I'm like, what happened? And he's like, well, I came in and I found out they made me captain of the football team. And then I asked my crush out, the cheerleader, and she said yes. And then after school, they made me co-captain of the debate team. And I was like, son, I am so disappointed in you. I raised you on a steady diet of fast food, anime, and my own mediocrity. And this is what you do with that gift? I bet you're not even depressed. He was like, depressed? But why, Father? Life is the hope that springs eternal. Jesus Christ, get the fuck out of my house. Why can't you be like your brother? He's the 400-pound virgin I raised. I don't know what happened.
Nah, that's dope, man. And I mean, it's led to so many amazing sets since then.
Yeah,
man.
Listen, I always have fun with it. I always, you know, once you get in the habit of it, once you're really performing, like you're always coming up with new stuff. Just today, I was at my mom's house, you know, doing some Mother's Day stuff, and then her lawn was on the lawn, and halfway through it, I was like, I'm not meant for field work. And now I realize in the Middle Ages why people joined the church, but they gave up getting married and shit. Because I might do that to avoid physical labor, man. I'm not meant for the field. That's not me. I might just have to get some nuns on the side because that wouldn't have been my life. But it's just about that perspective. Just about always thinking about it.
What sparks that creative juice flowing in you? Like, is it just like life experience? Is it just like what? How do you know when you're in your creative mode?
I don't know. Just when I'm precisely that. Like when I'm really in a creative space is when I'm not like passively just absorbing stuff. Like I'm taking things in and I'm really thinking about it. You know what it means and analyzing it and thinking. Like I might say something to myself that I think is mildly humorous a bunch of times a day. And those are things that I think anybody really does. And you can pass those by. You could not think about them. They could just be a thing that you chuckle at. But then, you know, when I'm really in a creative mood, I sit down and go, oh, what was really funny about that? And try to break it down and chop it up and do something with it. And when you're really in that space, when I'm like analyzing every interaction for what could be funny or what could be weird about it, that's when I'm definitely like deep in the writing process, I can tell. But as far as how it started, I think probably that nobody in my family really takes shit serious. That's probably a place they do, but like I come from a family of cut-ups. Like they always got to say something. They could be, the apocalypse could be going on, and they'd have something stupid to say.
Let's get this out of the way right off the bat. I am not an alcoholic middle school teacher. I'm tired of people on the bus telling me I'm doing my kids a disservice by showing up hungover. I'm doing grown adults a disservice by showing up hungover. I'm actually from Long Island, and I do a lot of stuff in the city, and it's crazy I can't get a decent Long Island iced tea out here. It's like, how hard is it to put a little heroin in there? It's not that difficult. You gotta do it right. Long Island get a bit rough. Long Island is like Mexicans on heroin. Mexicans on heroin is a rough thing. It's super sad, man. Every time I see Mexicans on heroin, it's like watching Captain America get beat up. I'm like, that's our strongest Avenger. If heroin can get them, none of us are safe. We don't stand a chance.
I definitely absorb a lot of that.
That's excellent. Sure. Anybody else do you come from like a legacy of people on stage mostly, or was it just mostly church stuff?
Yeah, more the church stuff. And my dad, for like business things, he gave a lot of speeches and stuff like that. Yeah, mostly a lot of just business stuff and church stuff.
Okay.
And then me just not being able to take stuff seriously. Pretty much.
I'm not mad at that. So you kind of took all that spirit of fervor of being in front of people and took it in your own direction a little bit. Yeah.
And there's something from church and business, especially those two things. There's something about being able to produce comedy in that environment. They're very two serious things. And there's something very rewarding, and I think that's a reward loop that I got stuck in at a young age. And they're two very serious environments, and there's something really rewarding about getting people to laugh there.
Headshot.
From up close, Devin looks like a pretty normal black guy. From afar, he looks like 3 normal black guys.
First blood.
Priya's been with her high school sweetheart for over 15 years. So I know she's sticking with comedy. She knows how to drag the fuck out of a mistake.
Devin, it takes your girlfriend longer than that to find your dick. With his choice of girlfriend, Devin decided to go Dutch. Not only is she from the Netherlands, but he's also splitting her with the rest of Europe.
Let's go.
Priya's in a very progressive interracial relationship. She's a brown girl who dresses like a white one with a white guy who dresses like a black one.
Oh, fuck.
Bruh.
Thank you, Keenan 8 Kel. Devin said that he loves to watch BBC documentaries. BBC also happens to be his girl's favorite food.
Priya told me that she works e-commerce for a luxury brand, which is a creative way of saying she's got an OnlyFans and a liberal use of the term luxury.
All right, settle down, Lord of the Onion Rings.
Sensational.
Devin once said that he would prefer to be in a threesome with a girl and another guy. Devin, it's not a threesome if your girl and the other guy are 5,000 miles away.
Huh? What, you want some dick?
Priya's original last name isn't Blunts. She adopted it when told her pussy tastes like stale weed and hood nigga spit.
Last joke.
Devin once said that he would rather watch a Marvel movie than have sex. Let's be real. Devin would also rather eat a Carvel cake than have sex. Devin's love language is nom nom nom.
Fuck your life!
All jokes aside, Priya is no stranger to the bitter taste of colonialism, which is what she calls blowing her husband.
Yes, sir! Fight Club, give it up for Priya and Devin! Oh man, after that battle, I think Devin sounds pretty gay.
Really, when there's a serious meeting or the church and people are really in the midst of something very genuine, and you can make it sarcastic and people laugh and aren't offended because it's so funny, they just gotta let go and let the humor give them some spirit for a little bit. You know, it always feels good. And those are also situations where people need humor, where people are really fighting through the thick of it. And there's situations where people could definitely use a little, you know, uplifting through humor.
Very well said. What do you do when you get like somebody that's like really a heckler? Like, do you enjoy those moments, or at this point in the game, is it somebody that you can kind of like work them through their heckle, or is it something that still is like, all right, guy, kind of let me live, let me get my set going.
You know what? I don't deal too crazily with hecklers. Maybe because I'm just a large, loud guy that just people feel they're not gonna. I think in general with comedy now, you don't really get like traditional hecklers. Like I've been to a bajillion comedy shows, and very rarely, 1 out of 1,000 shows, do you get somebody like that's pissed off, someone's like boo or something like that. But what you get a lot is people who want to be part of the show, people who are too drunk and they think that it's a back and forth experience. You get a lot of people that think they're helping, and that's the worst part. Is they are hecklers. I'm not saying they're not hecklers; they absolutely are hecklers, but they're not the antagonistic ones you're used to. They're people that genuinely, in their drunkenness, are just like, I don't know, being an obnoxious narcissist. They think that like, oh, all these people paid money for tickets to come here and watch me also be funny for some reason, and they're weird to deal with because you can be outright mean to them, but it'll come off as mean for you because they're not being mean, right? So I've definitely seen that happen a lot. I've seen some asshole think that they're being funny in the crowd, and then the comic shuts them down, and the crowd turns on them because they weren't being mean. They just thought they were having fun. So you sort of have to like kindergarten style coddle them back to the show. You sort of got to listen. You ask what they said. You maybe agree with them, or maybe have something funny, but then try to find a way to let them know it's time for the children to be quiet. The teacher's reading a story, and if you do it nicely, they're able to sit down and shut up and keep pushing it.
Sound like the words of wisdom.
That's the biggest mistake I've consistently seen comics make with hecklers is they're too mean. They're really mean, and it turns to, even though the heckler is absolutely being a jerk, they're ruining people's experience, and experience people paid money for, and experience comics spent a lot of time building an act for. They're absolutely being, you know, a total piece of crap. But
of course,
if you're too mean to them, you will lose the audience.
Definitely some gems right there being dropped. Hey, I would like to 360 for a moment. Can you I want to share my screen, see if you can see. I pulled up some news stories that I would love to get your unique spin on. Like very humorous news stories.
Yeah, no, go for it, man.
Let me see if I can share my screen with you real quick. Hold on. Cool. All right, so do you see this? So this is shout outs to the Associated Press. In Germany, a man was rescued from the woods after sex game goes awry. I'll read the story real quick, and then you let me know what comes up in your mind immediately. All right.
No,
Cool. So German police say a 51-year-old man who was left tied up in the woods when a sex game went awry had a lucky escape after a cyclist and a hunter heard his screams for help. Police said the man was discovered fully dressed, but firmly bound with ropes and pantyhose over his head atop a deer hunting platform near the town of Buchberg late Wednesday. I don't know how to pronounce that. In the statement Friday, police said the man appeared to have been tied. I'm sorry. In the statement Friday, police said the man appeared to have been tied up by a woman he met online. After she had done so, the woman received a phone call and fled the woods suddenly, leaving the man behind in a helpless state. The 51-year-old told officers that he had a box cutter on him for such situations, but seemed to have underestimated the woman's bondage skills because he was unable to reach the knife. Thoughts?
So many thoughts. One, he decided to bring for protection a box cutter, like he's like he's a 12-year-old from the Bronx. Like what sort of a box cutter can't really cut through much. Also, there's also a chance he get the knife. He wouldn't have been able to cut through the rope because a box cutter is for like, like your fucking like elementary school projects. Like that's not a real knife. You have to get an actual knife. Also, if I was like being tied up and yelling for help, and someone showed up, a hunter showed up with a rifle, I thought that would be it for me. They'd be like, "Oh, I fucked up, and now I'm in the purge or some shit." Like I really, that had to have been wild. Also, they said that a bicyclist, and a hunter. Why are you riding a bike where people are hunting? That seems like a good way to get shot.
It does. It does.
Oh man, that deer is fast as hell. Wow. That fucking. You get shot off your fucking bike. Those should not be happening in the same place. Also, I feel like getting tied up in the woods is like a second online date situation. Like you don't do that the first, do that responsibly. Get tied up in your home, at her home, let people know an address, give them some time to. You can't go straight to mid-woods BDSM on your first meeting. That's ill advised. That's somewhere. I'd want to say you should do that somewhere like in public at first. You find a park or a coffee shop, but that's not the sort of thing you can really do. So, at least do it in your mom's house. Like take it to a secure location, somewhere where people are checking up on you. I don't know. That's just the woods seems like a weird second date. I mean, weird first date location, regardless of what you're getting into.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh, that was masterful, sir. Hold on. I got another one. Hold on. Oh man. Okay. Hold on. Oh, hold on one sec. Sorry about that. Give me. Oh man, that bro. That was crazy. Hold on. Okay. Let me share my screen again.
Also, last thing, it was related to a different article. But when you were reading it, there was a black guy's face at the bottom, and I was like, "There's no way your black ass is in Germany fucking around in the woods, my man." Internationally, obviously there's black Germans, but he looked American to me. I was like, "Your African American ass should not be out in no fucking."
Yeah, no, I don't think it was him. I don't think he was in Blackburg. I don't know how to put it. I don't think he was there. Oh no. Okay. So this one's a little more. This one, I don't know. Maybe serious, maybe not so serious. Let's see. According to the New York Post, weird but true, TikTok teacher fired for filming raunchy TikTok dances in classroom. According to the report, some people got a little too hot for teacher. What? That's interesting way to write this. I'm just reading this right now the first time with you, so forgive me. A dance-loving educator has reportedly been fired from her position for performing sexy dances with her students and posting videos on TikTok. Cindy Ferreira, who is Brazilian, has taught English all around the world, with her most recent class being taught at an unnamed language school. In a bid to engage her students, she began dancing with her pupils in the classroom. One of my students invited me to dance with him, and the class really enjoyed the interaction. After that, the other students began to ask questions too, and I took advantage of the interaction and interest of the students to apply my classes with more quality because the students are more interested and excited. She said, according to Millennial, I know how difficult it is for young students to focus their attention on teaching versus social media and technology, says Ferreira. I can take advantage of their interest and bring them closer to teaching. Ferreira began posting videos of her classroom interactions along with students, along with videos of her after class on social media, where she has gathered 9.7 million followers on TikTok and 1.2 million followers on Instagram. My goodness. Do you see what's going on over there?
Okay, well that is.
Oh man.
She looked young as hell too. I was like, which one's the teacher? I couldn't. Now, I will say this. Here's what I will say up front. The bar for what is considered sexy in Brazil is so much higher than in America that stuff that we consider sexual doesn't even count for them. Like, they're on a level of hotness that's way higher than us. Like, they're more advanced. So stuff that they do has a base level of sexuality we can comprehend. That's just...
My gosh, this is wow. I'm not mad though. I am not mad.
See, but here's the thing. In Brazil, that's a child-appropriate outfit. They're just working on a different level of... All right. I'll say that, and I will say another thing. It's going to sound controversial, but she is competing with the rest of the internet for these kids' attention, man. She got to do something. She's fighting against immeasurable forces. This is pretty wild, though. But
it says the English teacher also has accounts on OnlyFans and Pornhub where she makes extra money.
All right. Okay. So I think that's the... That might be... They buried that at the bottom of the story.
They put that all the way at the end.
The story is like... The whole article is like, she is engaging in dances that some might be considered inappropriate with teens. And then, like, the last sentence is like, also, she'd be sucking and fucking on the like, what a wild thing to say for the last sentence. I mean, you know what? Whatever. She went out as a child. I didn't really give that much of a shit. But I think it's funny that they... There's literally like 9 paragraphs about how she's dancing. And then right at the bottom, she'd be sucking it from the back also.
Oh God.
You know, like I said, that's continued engagement. At this point, we fight against immeasurable forces. And you know, the parents be showing up. You know, the parents be coming up to the school and shit too. So, you know, now the fathers are engaged at least. For years, they've been asking how we gonna get fathers up to the school engaged with their kids' education. Well, you know, now we gotta figure.
Damn. Oh man, that was crazy. Oh, okay.
Right now, apparently they're saying people don't have enough kids. They're not reproducing enough. They can't get these millennials to have kids. I think if you sat millennial men down and said 3 words, OnlyFans teachers, we'd have more fathers, man. We'd be getting more men in the game. They go, hold up now. Wait a second.
Oh man. Oh, this is crazy. Yo, I am on with Devin Bramble. I am on with Devin Bramble, guys. This is absolutely amazing. Oh man, sir, you are amazing, sir. You are absolutely very talented. All right. Next one, also from the New York Post. This game is going far greater than I ever anticipated. So I thank you. Oh man. Okay, so the title of this one is "I Can Talk to Your Dead Pets. I'm an Animal Communicator." So, also courtesy of the New York Post. Shouts to Jane Hurst for the dope article. She's trying to lift spirits. A woman from Maine claims she can communicate with animals in the afterlife, and she's using that energy to help others receive messages, quote unquote. Daniel McKinnon, 51, calls herself a soul-level animal communicator, explaining that she always felt she had the gift of communicating with the animal afterlife, but her family and friends never quite believed her. It wasn't until Bella, her chocolate Labrador, got sick. Friends told her to visit the pet psychic, that she began to realize her own talents were legitimate. She described it as a life-changing moment, eventually leaving her marketing job to dedicate herself full-time to medium work in 2005.
Hold up. Can I ask? It said she left her job as a what?
She was in marketing.
Sounds about right.
She
That's basically a different type of marketing. That's a lateral move. I don't think that's not some shit plumbers ever do. You know, every one of these articles, and you're like, this plumber has now decided he's going to talk to dolphins. Like, that never happens. It's always somebody fucking. They're like, well, he was in accounting, and then he was like, I gotta kill myself if I don't talk to ghosts. So now I'm here. My initial thing is I don't want to talk to my pet already. Like, I guess I love them. I don't think they'll have any thoughts for me other than like, where's my food at? And buy me stuff. Like, I don't. What does a dead pet have to say to you? Like, I don't. What unfinished business do you have with a pet? Like, it's not like you're. It's not like, oh, I wish I could talk to my dog and let him know that, like, I forgive them for cheating me out of the inheritance. Like, what, like you go to a psychic when people are like, oh, like, me and my aunt had a fight and I never got a chance to say I'm sorry before she died. But who's got that with a pet? Like, who's like, I want to tell my dog that I didn't buy her enough bacon strips. Like, what?
Jesus.
Pet business do you have? Oh,
very well said, sir. Very well said.
A better heat lamp. Like, I don't.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't get what about a dead animal you would want to talk to. And don't get me wrong, I love animals, man. I'm a big animal guy. I got my cat right here in the room with me, but she definitely don't have any thoughts that I need to hear.
you won't be reaching out to the
media. If my
media.
cat died and was in some sort of afterlife and all of her needs were cared for, she would not give a fuck about me. She would be up. Like, I would call and she'd be like, hey, who's that? Hey, it's Devin. And she'd be like, let it go to voicemail. I'm good. I'm kicking it.
Oh no. Well, salute to this lovely lady, Mrs. McKinney.
Yeah, you know what, man? Do what you love, dog. I get it.
Absolutely.
If I was in marketing, I would probably eventually want to be a dog psychic too. Eventually, you do a couple of years, because here's the thing. I think it's marketing. I actually would like to work. Working in marketing sounds real cool, but I can also understand that trying to like predict what human beings want will probably drive you insane because they're stupid.
I'm not mad at that. All right. One last one. I'm gonna let you your choice, comedian's choice. A story about a lady eating her own flesh in a spaghetti type of dish, or a story about a bill passing that would allow 14-year-olds to serve alcohol in Wisconsin.
I don't hear about the lady who's eating her own flesh.
Got you. Let's do it.
See, right. And that's what I thought it was going to be. A bolognese, man? Come on. Like, that's, first of all, it's mostly sauce. Like, if you're going to eat your own flesh, you want to taste the flesh. A bolognese is a powerful sauce. It's those flavors are going to overpower you. You're not. That's just. I maybe put me on a grill with some salt, some pepper, a little butter or something, like a steak, not a bolognese. All right, read the story. I'm just upset.
I got you. According to the New York Post, shout out to Ben Costa, I made spaghetti bolognese out of my knee cartilage. Influencer claims she made spaghetti bolognese out of knee. More like spaghetti bolognese, I guess you'd say. Armie Hammer, eat your heart out. A Spanish social media star shocked and revulsed the masses after revealing she ate her own knee cartilage during a romantic dinner with her boo. The influencer and described her alleged act of self-cannibalism during an appearance on the 113 podcast, which currently boasts over 228,000 views on YouTube. I wanted to be able to say in my head that I've eaten a piece of my own meniscus, declared Paula Ganu, who amassed over 1.48 million YouTube subscribers and 2 million followers on IG, a lifestyle influencer and brand ambassador who has nearly 650,000 TikTok followers, regularly posts videos on every subject from fashion to cooking. Yeah. Barcelona native. Just got a knee operation following an injury and opted for a local anesthetic because she wanted to see the procedure in real time on a screen.
That's weirder. That's weirder than eating yourself. Who wants to watch themselves get operated on?
That is
That's
true.
some psychopath shit.
He used the camera.
Cartilage also seems like the worst cut of yourself to eat. Like, who? That's not even your cartilage. That's like the stuff in your nose. That's like your kneecap. Who would?
Okay, so here we go. Fast forward a week later, and Gonu was having a jokey, quote unquote, convo with her boyfriend about how she wanted to eat her removed cartilage because it was a part of me and I had to put it back in my body. Lo and behold, she put her bum knee where her mouth is. Then I made a bolognese sauce and put it in, and we ate it. What? Says Gonu while describing her awful decision. While the details of her Ed Gaines meets Martha Stewart cooking extravaganza remain unclear, social media balked over the idea of literally having a piece of themselves. There you go.
You know how much of a fat ass I am? That my problem with this whole article is that one,
Not that
I think bolognese is badly paired with human being, and two, your cartilage is such a shitty cut. That's not even meat. That's like bone. Like that's bad meat. I wouldn't eat the cartilage of anything, like let alone a person. That just seems like a bad meal. And the human flesh part is one of the least bad parts about it. Like that just seems. Imagine if someone gave you spaghetti and meat sauce, except instead of meat, it was like chicken bones. You'd be like, "What the fuck is this?" I'd be so pissed off if you fed me cartilage. I'd be like, "Yo, you better go back in that kitchen, slice off a good piece of your fucking thigh, and cook that up, and stop bullshitting me with this fucking bone action."
That was in the New York Post, man. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Like, also, it seems like every time you read one of these articles, it's someone you don't know and they've got 1 million followers. And I say this because a dozen followers and only in real life. But I'm like, Jesus. But the 12 people kind of like me. But
this is the
I
world.
do find it funny that you always read these articles and it's always some you've never heard of. It's always like Michael Skippy Skip has 18,000 million followers on TikTok. You're like, who the fuck is this guy? Every one of these articles, so it's like longtime influencer Angela Smartindale. You're like, what? You're like, yeah, she's got 11 billion people on Swoosh Whoosh. Like, what the fuck is Swoosh Whoosh? You ever heard of Swoosh Whoosh? It's like Ningle Knob, but for bi people. What the fuck are you talking about?
Man, well said, good brother, well said. So, this was great. Fast forward, man. What do you? I know you're a man of 1 million shows, but are you also doing any filming right now, or is it all just for the live sets?
Just stand up right now, but I have been working on some screenplays and some stuff for skits I want to put out, things like that. So I'm definitely looking to move into that space very soon, for sure. For sure.
No,
but
man,
right now, also
excellent.
the comedy, stand up, doing some roast battles here and there. I got a roast battle at the Stand a little bit later this month, which should be dope.
But yeah, I'm definitely looking to move into. I've done a little bit of voice acting, and that's something I definitely want to do some more of. Different, trying to just get my fingers in more pies in general.
Absolutely. How was that experience?
It was great. It was cool. It was very fun to just, you get the script, you read it. It's sometimes weird to do it in isolation because you're just like going through your lines and you're just like reading as it goes on. But it's fun. I enjoyed it a lot. I have a blast for sure.
I dig it. If there's anybody you could write with for one pilot, who would it be and why?
Ooh, anybody I could
alive or dead.
Anybody I could write with for one pilot. Oh boy. Wild choice. I don't know if you know Patton Oswalt. He does a bunch of. He's a comic that I really like. That did a lot of. He does stuff now. He's still in a bunch of stuff, but he came up sort of doing like a bunch of nerd comedy. And
Absolutely.
This guy's hilarious. That would be as like a legacy thing. That would be super dope. Younger people, I don't know. So many different like people I know in general. I don't know. A lot of different folks.
Not mad at that. That's a good choice, man. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of people. There's like so many people in particular that stands out as like a legacy thing from when I was coming up. But in general, yeah, a bunch of different folks.
Very nice. I'm not mad at that. So, where can people? You said you have the Spitfire comedy battle coming up. What is that for those that
at the stand?
What is that for people who may not be familiar?
Yeah, that's just going to be a comedy battle. I do a good chunk of those a month. A fair bit of battling, which is always
similar to the joint that I seen a joint with you and Priya Blunts going at it. Shout out to Priya Blunts too. It's similar to that vibe.
And at the same place that we, I believe if it's the one you're thinking of, at that same venue.
Very nice.
But the same concept. We just doing jokes back and forth. It's a good outlet for the mean-spirited middle schooler in me, and that's always awesome. But you can go on my Instagram at Devin Bramble, DevinBramble. I'm regularly posting where my shows are at, where I'm popping up, different places you can come see me, stuff like that. And I get added to stuff every day, so it might not always be up to date. I'm always adding stuff, putting stuff in my stories, so you could just Devin Bramble. Facebook, Instagram, wherever. And just come search for me. I'll let you know what you got to find.
Good, brother. This was such an absolute treat. Thank you so much for your time. I
had a blast, man. I had a real blast.
This was really dope. Any last words before you get out of here?
Any last words? Nah, just come check me out. I had a fantastic time, man. This was really fun.
Thank you so much, good bro. I really appreciate it. You are
it up.
Yeah, man. Nah, you're definitely a source of levity for the tribes out here. So we appreciate you, good brother.
That.
Thank you so much, man. Talking to you soon, man. Absolutely. Peace.
Baby, I just need direction. We've been lacking that direction. Make me your selection. Let me answer all them questions. I'm trying to make my impression and give you all my affection. And no, I ain't interested in no next one. I'm trying to be invested in the best one. So make me your selection. Tell me what is left to do. I sleep better when I'm next to you. Look at you looking so delectable, and your energy incredible. Make me wanna eat my vegetables. Tell me what is you on. Tell me what is you on. You live with Toussaint. Since she from Arizona, Toussaint. Had to make sure my cologne wasn't too strong. When I took her on a date, I used that Groupon. 40% up off them hotels. Save money like my wife is Rochelle. Ooh, ooh. I'm tryna get the best of you, and you can have the best of me. Ooh, cause you got the recipe. Damn, I think I might have fucked it up.
I've been thinking about you since the moment I seen you. Thinking about your hips, about your lips and demeanor. You got me addicted, that crack. Could you be my baby, cause baby you got back. You could pick a spot on the map, I ain't choosy. B-side walks, the hotel jacuzzi. I could be your rock, we'll wrestle and make movies. I'ma drive the getaway car, you tote the Uzi. Shoot as many shots as you need. I could take charge but still follow your lead. Tension here is thick, but it's simple to see that this moment could be the start of something supreme. You love to throw back, so my soul is relieved. And when you throw it back, know the goal's to receive. Your pole like the sight, put my vision at ease. And I don't want for much, but baby, for you I breathe. I've been trying to find my way to you, baby, send that Addy, and I'll be being rude. I've been trying to find my way to you, baby, send that Addy, and I'll be rude.
Like goose, go out, found my groove. Then I go out and do what I do. I'm tired of searching for a boo. I'm searching for a boo. I just need direction. We been lacking that direction. Baby, make me your selection. Let me answer all them questions. I'm trying to make my impression. And give you my affection. No, I ain't interested in no next one. I'm trying to be invested in the best one. So I just need directions. I just need direction.
Disclaimer. This video is made for entertainment purpose only. It doesn't mean to hurt any. And don't take it seriously.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Existential question.
If I could go see a dinosaur knowing that people were killed that day there, I'd probably still do it.
Yeah, me too.
This is only tangentially related, but I ordered a Grubhub from Kennedy's Fried Chicken a couple of weeks ago, and I got a call from a delivery driver saying that a man was shot dead inside. And I ordered from that same place the next day. So at a certain point, we all gotta die sometime, man. Or in that case, Uber drivers have to die sometime.
All the people with the backwards attitude, pointing fingers, and that's a bad excuse for sitting on your ass when you complain.